Okay, James here, but I have a question to you guys at least. Why is Metal Man the worst perk in the entire game? Now, I have a friend named Calvin, right? And he runs this perk the entire time we play together. Even when we not play together, he still runs the perk. For every game I play with him so far in the last 2.5 years, he's been running Metal Man. And out of 100 games, he'll activate it maximum 8 times. So why the hell do people run Metal Man? I do not understand it. I before back in the day, Metal Man was actually one of the best perks in the entire game. Like, it was used in every person's build, just like Dead Heart was back in the day. Now it's like one of the low tier perks. It's still good and viable, but you don't really see it very much. My friend Calvin still runs all the shitty perks and said, "No, they're just good." I'm like, I don't understand him. But perks like those, I don't understand people can run them because back in the day, you had an extra life practically. But now, before patch 1.6.1, you have to have 3 protection hits. Then Metal Man is activated, and when you do activate that Metal Man perk, you have to you get the endurance has effect, and but endurance has effect, but the killer can also see you from a distance. You have to go out of your way. That perk is a build pattern perk, which is what I call where you have to switch all your perks to compensate for that perk. So you're not supposed to be on gens. You're supposed to be with the flashlight running around and just non-stop harassing the killer. But he can't do that. Most people who run Metal Man can't do that. So I don't know why people use the perk. I don't. The good players are usually the ones who are on the gen, sitting there looking around, and when the killer comes by, they run him for an entire gen, and then they get knocked and die. Not die, will get hooked and get survived. So I don't want people bring Middle Man. I talk to people like in game. So why is Middle Man the best perk in the game? And people just I get the exact same answer all the time. It's because it's the best perk in the game. That's all they say in response. No one tells me why there is the best perk in the game. I looked online. I've looked at countless mountains. I've visited countries. I've visited cities. I've visited states. I've visited provinces. I've visited local towns. I walked down to the local library and asked her, the lady, why do people like Metal Man? And she says, what the fuck is Metal Man? And I knew she knew what I was talking about. The eyes she gave me, she knew what she was talking about. But I didn't care for her. But so I just walked out. So again, someone please tell me why it's good. It's a good perk. Even now, it's not a good perk. You have they reduce the protection hit to the second one, to the point where it's considered to be the third hit to be working, but still no one runs it. And I'm pretty sure they even still have the effect where if you get hit, the killer can still see you from a distance, which I find so stupid on its own case, right? So I don't know why people do it. Bring the perk and like say, "Oh, it's the best perk in the game." It does not make sense. The logic that people claim it does not compute with me. But here's a way to go around it. Okay, Metal Man should have a passive ability or a perk alongside of the game that says after getting protection hits, you will be healing slowly with not in a killer's tear radius. So if you're not in chase with a killer or that killer's tear radius, I think you should be a way to have a passive healing composite for it. Now this can make it so where it's like a 30-second period, a grace period. We're only, who knows? Maybe this concept can work as a token also, where you have 2 tokens, right, or 1 token per level, or vice versa, where it's seconds per level, from having 40 seconds to 35 to 30 seconds, from a period where you can't be in the killer's charities or in chase with the killer to grant this bonus of being going from the injured effect to the full effect. I don't know. I think the deep wound effect, not the deep wound effect, to being full HP, right? If they can compensate that for the amount of times people can do it, they can do it. Because you can't go and run into someone unless you have a medikit. But then the killer can just loop around and just start chasing you. Then Metal Man has just been wasted. And if you knock to the ground, it's like 1 token or one effect for Metal Man is one hook on the person, and it doesn't really get you or the survivor very far. It's a I don't say right now like 15 meters if it's just walking distance, right? So I don't know. People just hype up the perk so much. It's the best perk in the entire game. I don't know. I don't know. I do not understand these people. But what do you think? Do you think this is the best perk in the game? If so, can you please explain to me why? And if it's the worst perk in the game, then vouch for me. They argue these people for me. So I'm tired of this. I'm tired of people claiming that Metal Man is the best perk in the game.